the clipper ship Tryphina, swinging northward from the line, with her trade winds blowing steady and her flying kites a-shine. 65 days from Angier, with her freight of Foochow tea, there's a sailor man lay dying, and the words he spoke were these. Many a year I've sailed this packet, and I've got to like her well. And I ain't much hope for heaven, and I ain't much use for hell. But if so be as they'll let me, by the great hook block I swear, when the old Tryphina wants me, dead as living I'll be there. There'll be one more on the halyard, there'll be one more on the yard, fisting down the thundering courses when they're frosted good and hard. One more tallying on the forebrace when the waist neck's deep in foam. One more hand to sweat the topsails up and sheet the gansels home. So just off the western islands, when he smelt the land he died, and they laid aback the main yard and they dropped him overside, and they squared away for England, pulley hauling with a will. But for all the thought they left him there, he sailed aboard her still. And the chaps as was his shipmates went the way as all chaps go, and the folks as was her owners sold the old ship long ago. But whoever bought her sold her, and whoever went or came, the Tryphina's extra hand he sailed aboard her just the same. There'll be one more on the halyard, there'll be one more on the yard, fisting down the thundering courses when they're frosted good and hard. One more tallying on the forebrace when the waist neck's deep in foam. One more hand to sweat the topsails up and sheet the gansels home. He'd never signed no articles, and he never drawed no pay, and he never scoffed no victuals, but by night as well as day. Though you'd never know his coming, and you'd never see him go, he'd be always somewhere handy when it's coming on to blow. Stand by wheel and look out, and you'd kinda feel him near, kinda see him and not see him, kind of hear him and not hear. But the funny thing about it was you somehow couldn't swear, but you knew as sure as shooting when the extra hand was there. There'll be one more on the halyard, there'll be one more on the yard, fisting down the thundering courses when they're frosted good and hard. One more tallying on the forebrace when the waist neck's deep in foam. One more hand to sweat the topsails up and sheet the gansels home. In port, when all the chaps had gone ashore to take their ease, and left the ship as quiet and as lonely as you please, not a blessed soul aboard her but that alley cat and you, and you'd hear a sort of something more than once I've heard. Seizing there, another rat line, putting on a mousing air, and rum-timing old tunes over, such as Shellbacks used to know, in the good old China tea trade, many a year ago. There'll be one more on the halyard, there'll be one more on the yard, fisting down the thundering courses when they're frosted good and hard. One more tallying on the forebrace when the waist neck's deep in foam. One more hand to sweat the topsails up and sheet the gansels home.